And shocking and breaking news last night, FBI Director James Comey was fired. And in moves that leaves many senators, governors, and people of the United States very confused. The reason why President Trump ordered this firing is he said that the mishandling of the Clinton emails during the campaign was the reason behind this. Now I'm going to say why I think that's kind of an excuse and not the real reason. And while many people actually believe it's the disagreements between Director Comey and President Trump, and then also Comey's investigation into his Russian ties and how Russia essentially hacked the election process. Now, if it was truly over the Clinton emails, then this firing would have happened a long time ago. It would have not taken at least 5 months since President Trump has been in office for this to happen. But essentially, since now this Russia investigation is going on and they possibly could be digging up more information, President Trump figured that he had to make a sudden decision. And essentially, this is how he runs his presidency. He runs it off fear or off people who do not agree with him. He feels the need to get you out. And how do we live or accept that for a president who tries to run or dictate everything by fear, that everything he does has to be correct? And I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I think we need to have more of a fair process and more of a checks and balances, as what the nation's top law enforcement official is here for. He's here to make sure the American people are getting justice from all branches of the U.S. government. And last week, I don't know if you all heard about this, but President Trump signed an executive order to abolish or eliminate the Johnson Amendment. Now, the Johnson Amendment was created to essentially not allow churches or charitable organizations to directly participate in the political process. Now what can happen is churches and charitable organizations can directly or indirectly endorse a candidate. Now this is very, very huge because all the money that goes to churches or charitable organizations are tax-free. So now the fact that we can essentially flow our dollars to churches and then have them directly support candidates is incredible. All without taxes or all without being taxed by the IRS. That is millions and millions of dollars that will be raised during the political campaign, in which candidates will then go to churches, and these churches will essentially form PACs and super PACs that will donate money to campaigns, or that will essentially at services or sermons talk about the support of candidates. At a church, we want to hear about the good Lord, not about what candidate that we should all vote for, or how this candidate is better than that candidate, or how this candidate could essentially be the devil. Now, I know that this may seem a little strange at this moment, but we could essentially see pop-up churches that can just be created during the purpose of funneling money to a campaign. Now, we have a lot to still remain to be seen about this, but I think this is one of those decisions that can very well essentially dictate or change an election. Thank you all, and look forward to hearing from you next week.